Hey guys, welcome to my channel, LeetCode. And today, guys, we have an amazing problem, guys. So if you guys are new here, man, I pretty much do LeetCode style questions and I explain things in the simplest way possible. So the question is called logger rate limiter, guys. So this is a very, very good problem. It's an easy one, so that's a pretty good one. So let's go ahead and read it real quick, right? So it says design a logger system, right, that receives a stream of messages with their timestamps, right? So say each unique message should only be printed at most every 10 seconds, right? So a message printed at time t, right, will prevent any other identical messages, right, from being printed until timestamp plus 10, right? So pretty much we want to print messages every 10 seconds, right? Messages of this, like the same message, right? I'm saying we don't want any duplicate messages to be printed within that same interval, right? So any other messages, duplicate messages, right, can be printed until whenever the time of the message currently being printed, right, plus 10, right, it come after that or equal to that timestamp, right, then we know that that message can be printed, right, because we want to print that message every 10 seconds only, right? So yeah, so it says all messages will come in chronological order, right? So it's a very good thing that they're telling us, guys. So which makes it pretty easy for us, right? So it's gonna come in chronological order. We don't have to worry about a lot of things, right? So it says several messages may arrive at the same timestamp, right? Okay, so it says implement the logger class, right? Initialize the logger object, okay? This is what they have here, right? It says should be printed message function, right? Should return, guys. If the message should be printed in the given timestamp, otherwise false, right? So pretty much they're gonna be sending a message to us, right? And a timestamp, right? We need to implement some kind of logic to let them know if a message should be printed or not, right? So this is exactly what our job is, guys, right? So pretty much to give us a simple example, right? So you see the initialize the object and then they have a should print message, right? And they're past those parameters, right? One foo, right? So if a message be at, it should be printed because one, that there's no other message that's foo that's in, I'm saying, that's currently being printed. So yeah, it could be printed two bar, right? Yep, it could be printed. That's why you see those two trues, right? And it should be printed false, guys, because I see three foo, right? False because, guys, because there's already a foo message already being printed, right? At timestamp one, right? And we said that unique messages should be printed every 10 seconds, right? I'm saying at most every 10 seconds, right? So the I'm saying so since there's already a foo message already being printed, right? Therefore, this foo cannot be printed. So that's why we return false, guys, right? The next time a foo message can be printed, guys, will be at whatever timestamp of the current foo message, right? Plus 10, guys, which is the next one that can be printed. Foo message, right, will be at timestamp 11, right? That's the earliest, guys, that a foo message can be printed, right? Right. So because of that, right? Return false, guys. 8 bar, same thing, same principle, right? Two, I'm saying the next one can be printed at timestamp 12, right? So false, right? And then 10 foo, right? Still, within that interval of that message, right? I'm saying return false. And then we see 11 foo. That's when it can finally be printed, guys, right? So this is why we return true, guys, right? Because it fits that constraint, which is at most every 10 seconds, right? So it printed at time step one, and then the next one can be printed at time step 11, right? The next one will be printed at time step 21, right? So you guys get the gist, right? So this is what they have the explanation for you here that I just explained to you guys, right? So let's see how you can solve this problem, guys. So I'm gonna take you guys to my whiteboard, right? You know what I'm saying? You guys to my whiteboard real quick, and I'm saying, and let's kind of brainstorm together, right? Kind of brainstorm how we can approach such amazing problem, guys. So, um, hmm. So we need to find a way, guys. I'm saying, to know like the messages that are currently being printed, right? I'm saying so that we can easily do checks, right? If a message is currently being printed, right? During this time of right? And once we get a new message that wants to check, can they be printed, right? We could check. So first thing first, right, we need to have some kind of data structure to kind of help us in keeping track of the messages and their timestamps, right? And at the same time, because of that, we want to check once we get a new message, right? Should they be printed? We can easily check in our data structure that we're storing the data in, right? Gonna check that and pretty much So, okay, because of certain things, right? And since the timestamp of this message within this comes during this interval, it can be printed or it can be printed, right? So, um, I'm thinking through the list of data structures that we have, right? The one that kind of makes sense to us, right? Which is kind of intuitive, right? Which is will be the um, hash map, right? Because hash map, guys, we could easily map our messages to our timestamp, right? We organize it like that because we could easily check for any duplicate messages, right? I'm saying this is what the hash map comes into play, right? We can easily do that, right? Check if a message is already present. I'm saying already being printed, right? Do the compare and get the timestamp of that message, right? Or one, right? And then all the operations right now, all right now, and do the comparison. Does this the new timestamp of this new message, right? That's been passed to us, right? I'm saying, does it fall within that? Does it come after or at that timestamp of which is t plus 10, guys, right? Just make sure you guys understand that, right? I'm saying t plus 10, guys, right? Okay, so like we said, we're gonna have a hash map, guys, right? So let's say go through a couple of examples, right? So we given foo happens at stamp one, right? You know what I'm saying? And then we got bar, right? Since there's no bar yet, right? This message could be printed, right? So that's why we see those two true, right? So we're gonna write bar, right? Happens two, and then we see a three, right? So we easily check, right? Does I'm saying so a message could be printed if this statement is true, right? So if t plus 10, right? I'm saying is if the new timestamp, right, of that message that wants to get printed, right, new timestamp, if that statement is true, right, I'm saying if it's greater than or equal, right, then it could be printed, guys, right? This is where it could be printed, right? So pretty much this is what we're gonna do, right? So we see three, right? So we do t plus 10, right? I'm saying if that statement is true, right? Right? So the timestamp of this message, right? There's already a foo in there, right? So we check, which is one, right? One plus 10, right? Is one plus 10 I'm saying it's 3 greater than 1 plus 10, right? Which is 11. No, that statement is false, so it cannot be printed. So we return false, guys, right? And then we do the same thing for the other one, right? There's already a bar message, right? So we do this comparison, right? We do does um whatever 2 plus 10, right? I'm saying is it greater is 8 greater than 2 plus 10, 12, right? No, this statement is false, guys, right? Same thing again, which is 1 plus 10, right? Statement's false again because it's not greater than 10, right? Then we see 11, right? Then 1 plus 10, right? Which is the full message, right? Is 11, right? Greater than, right? Or equal to 11, right? Yeah, that's kind of a true statement. So because of that, I'm saying we could print that message. This is where we return the true, guys, right? So hopefully you guys get it, right? So this is pretty much if the new message, right, with the new timestamp, right? If it's greater than or equal to the message already being printed plus 10, right? I'm saying there's a duplicate, right? Then we do this check, right? If it's greater than we or equal, we say yes. If it's less than or within the interval, then we say no, guys, right? So this is the easy way of doing this, guys. So let's quickly go ahead and implement it real quick. So if we get able to get the intuition, guys, and yeah, so pretty much what we're gonna start with, guys, we're gonna have our map, right? Our map, so it's gonna be a string, guys, which is the message, right, and then the integer, right? Call it map. So map is going to new hash map. Okay. And then yeah, so this is where the thing becomes interesting, guys, right? So what we're gonna do, right? So if the message, right, if the map, right, contains the message, right? Because we use the map to store the messages, right? You know what I'm saying? And their timestamp. If the map contains the message, right? And since it contains the message, right, there's a dupe, right? You know what I'm saying we do get the timestamp of that message, right? Right? If yeah, we get the timestamp of that message, right? When we do plus 10, right? You know what I'm saying so if that that new message, right? And if its timestamp, right, is less than, right, is less than I'm saying the message currently being printed plus 10, right? If it's less than, guys, we return false because there's already one being printed and we can print at most every 10 seconds, guys, right? This is what we're doing. And the other one, if it's greater than, right, or equal to the message timestamp plus 10, right? Or if there's not already a message currently being printed, right, for that uh message, right? I'm saying, then we do that, right? So we put the message and we put the timestamp, right? Just like that, guys, right? And then we return true to the caller, guys, to let the caller know that yeah, you could print the message, right? I'm saying. In this case, we said false. Nope, doesn't need to be printed because there's already a message currently being printed during that time interval, guys, right? So that's kind of the whole gist, right? So let's press run code, see if we passed. All right, we passed all the small test case. Let's check the small test case. Awesome, guys. We're able to pass all the test cases, guys. So I want to thank you guys for taking the time to kind of watch this video, guys. If you guys found value, make sure to give me a like. If you guys are new here, make sure to subscribe because I'll be doing a lot of other videos just like this one. So I want to thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the